somewhere in space. This may all be happening right now.
Welcome to the Pop Cultural Hour. I'm your host, Johnny, and with me, as always, is the amazing Emily Lind. How are you?
You know what? It's been a pretty good day.
It's been a good couple of days. Well, first and foremost, thank you, everyone listening who continues to listen. I know our shows have been sporadic at best lately, but I am 100% responsible for that. And for those of you that know, I am in my house now. We're painting and updating and unpacking all at the same time, so it's been a little hectic. So hopefully now we could get back to our regular scheduled programming of approximately twice a month. Maybe if something awesome happens, we'll squeeze a third show in a month, but definitely not once every 3 to 4 weeks like we did.
Yeah, we'll be a little bit better about that.
Yeah, we'll definitely be better. But I haven't really talked to Emily in a while. So besides the big pop culture event that just happened, how have you been otherwise?
You know, I've been okay. Like, it's been, I would say, a stressful couple of weeks. We are recording this the day that they finally called the election for Joe Biden. We just saw Biden and Harris give their acceptance speeches, and things feel pretty good right now after days of very little sleep and very little food and just being super stressed out.
So, I always make a joke around election time. Now I know what it's like to be a lawyer, because all my friends and family that are lawyers, when I was about to go to law school, they would talk me out of it, and then they would say funny things like, "And Johnny, people you barely know will call you for legal advice." And you probably get this too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people will call you and ask you things, and you don't want to let them down, but you don't want to tell them the wrong thing. And so every election time, people kind of go to me for the history aspect of it. So it's every 4 years or so, I get all the, hey, what if this happens? What if that happens? From people I barely talk to. And I'll answer them, but I now get it,
Yeah.
And I don't feel terrible about not becoming a lawyer, because my lawyer friends and as you can attest, Emily, it's nonstop. Oh, you're a lawyer? Oh, you work in a law firm? My neighbor walks his dog through my yard. Can he do that? Legally? Is there anything I can do? And you're just So I had to answer a lot of questions, but I'm glad I was able to help people, and I'm glad that the thing that I'm most proud of as an American is 140 something million people voted.
Yeah, it's really
Crazy.
It's crazy. It's really incredible to see the numbers, and really encouraging.
Yeah, and I think what we've witnessed in the 2020 election is the change of how votes will go down. Clearly, getting up, dressed out of your house and going to a poll or voting location is too much for some people.
Mm-hmm.
That, as important as it is, they just don't want to do it, and they don't want to wait in line at a firehouse or a YMCA or a church or a school, wherever they cast their votes for their municipality. But when you send it to their house and say all you got to do in the next week or two is fill it out and drop it off in a mailbox, people did it
Yeah.
in record numbers. So the pop culture hour might have witnessed a shift in pop culture on how elections are run. I think COVID brought to light the fact that we should probably keep the mail-in ballots. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, definitely. I think everything should be about making voting easier for people, and like especially because unlike a lot of civilized countries, like election day isn't a national holiday, and so like whether you get it off work or not is just up to who you work for.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important, and especially like I mean obviously pandemic times like makes it even more so if like people not wanting to leave their house, and I think we should be encouraging that right now. But in general there's all sorts of reasons that people can't get out or can't get to their polling place, especially as like we've seen in elections before where polling places have been shut down and people are waiting in line for like 8 hours to vote.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we'll get to a point someday where we can do it from our phone. Like I think there's too many people scared of that type of technology. Um,
Yeah, I'd be a little bit wary of that myself, but
but I mean, that's where we're headed. Like, you know, it'll probably happen eventually. Maybe not in our lifetime, but that's definitely where we're headed. So, like, I never did an absentee ballot, but um, I wonder if it was as easy as like the mail-ins were. Like, if you do an absentee ballot, do you know anything about it?
well, I
I
mean
should know
it's
this.
that's basically what it was this time, at least in New York. Is it
Right.
was like it's the same thing. You just get sent it like you would if you were out of state or overseas, and you fill it out and you send it back in. It's just and obviously every state is different, which is another I think thing that
Hurdle.
should probably go away. But in New York, it used to be you had to have like there was like there's a certain list of like reasons you can request an absentee one, and for this election, worry about COVID was a reason you could request a ballot.
Yeah. And then now they just send it to you, and it's like you use it or you don't. I think that's the way it went in New Jersey.
Okay, yeah, like I went on and requested it here, like the day you were able to request it, and I'm not sure if this was the first year, but I think it was where you could just go online and request it rather than going online, printing out a form, filling it out, mailing that in, and then they mail
Right,
you the
right,
ballot.
right.
I did, it was like, this happened in Brooklyn and some parts of Queens. There were like 100,000 ballots that went out where the, the, the oath envelope that has like your name and address on it, like the inner envelope that you put your ballot in, had the wrong name and address on it. There was 100,000 of these that went out,
Hmm.
and like, look, I will give them this. They fixed it fairly quickly. Like I had a new ballot like the next week, but it was a worrying prospect when that happened.
All right. So we both agree that this is probably the reason why over 140 million people, you know, voted. I hope this continues. As much a staunch supporter of democracy in America and the voting process as I am, I really liked just taking my time and I'll wait till Tuesday when I'm in that area, then I'll drop it off. I took my little, picture, doing it. I don't know if you guys, I put it on Twitter and Instagram. Sabrina, I should have Sabrina on. Actually, let's try that. Sabrina's like really into politics. Sabrina's really excited. Biden won, and she was the one who took the picture of me voting, and I think we're gonna try and get her on. Let me see if I can get her to come downstairs. She's home. She's upstairs.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Watching CNN.
Can you come down here and tell us about how you feel about the election and answer a couple questions?
No, I don't think that's appropriate.
No, it's fine.
Johnny,
No,
don't make her come on.
What?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
Because okay, why?
Because I was telling everyone how, strongly you feel about democracy and how important voting is and how excited you are about the results of the election. And I had a couple questions for you. Maybe you can come on and talk about it.
Oh my God, are you desperate?
No, I'm not desperate. I mean, I might be desperate for something else later, but not this.
I have my PJs on.
Oh my God, I can't believe she said PJs. I thought she was going to say something else.
What?
That P came out slow as hell in my mind.
Oh.
All right, so come down. We won't record below your neck.
Oh my God.
What are you eating?
Reese's peanut butter cup.
All right, are you going to come down or no?
You want me to? You know how I feel about this stuff.
Johnny,
Yeah.
she doesn't have to come on.
Wow, I swear.
All right. I'm going to go on with the show, but if you come down, you come down. If you don't, you don't. How about that?
You want me to come down?
And this is what it's like living with Sabrina, everybody. Yes, I that's why I called.
But I have my glasses on already.
Oh, is that okay? Emily has her glasses on. I can go get glasses if you want. Is that a bad thing? Like, it's not like America's Top Model. It's the Pop Culture Hour.
My hair looks a mess. Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Stay upstairs. This is too much. Go to makeup and wardrobe and then come down. How about that?
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sabrina. I'm wearing my glasses.
Yeah, that is the
Excuse
one
number one.
who does not want to come on the show.
I know. All right, so let's see. If she comes on. So while she keeps our 7 listeners in suspense, so let's go, Em. I know how much this meant to you, man. Let her rip.
Like, it just, I'm so relieved. Like, and that's like, look, there've been plenty of presidents before that I didn't like or didn't, believe in or like outright thought were terrible people. But I think this is the first time where I was like worried for the state of democracy. Like, that's a scary feeling. Like, where I'm like, if Trump wins again, I honestly don't know if their country is going to survive the next 4 years. And so it was such relief. And like seeing Biden and Harris, like both their speeches were, like compassionate and inclusive and weren't like grossly vindictive in terms of like some like weird personal battle they're in. And it was just really nice. And I'm like, it was really cool when it got announced today. I was walking around my neighborhood and you could just see like a bunch of cars like honking their horns and people like banging pots and pans, and just like the vibe was so great. And I feel like I can like breathe properly and like maybe finally get a good night's sleep.
All right. What did you think about the conspiracy, the fraudulent accusations of the voting process?
I mean, here's the thing is like as soon as you try ask them for any sort of like actual like examples or any like proof, it's like, no, like, there's none. It's like it's not happening. Anybody who is like involved in it on any level like knows that. And it's nice that the news is finally calling that out. Like, because it was so often I feel like when Trump's lies were reported, like it would just be like, here's what Trump said. And now it's okay, Trump is making these accusations and there's no like proof of that whatsoever. And it's good to see that. Like I wish that had been how they were reporting on him for the past 4 years, but at least they're doing it now.
Oh. If you wanna come on. If you don't, you don't. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Emily. But like, you gotta see Sabrina's head is popping out like an episode from The Monkees.
I really wish you told me before. I undressed and took my contacts out.
All right, well, I'll be on for probably over an hour.
I'm not getting dressed again.
All right, well, do you want to come on?
Johnny, leave her alone.
Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because you like literally like, if you're watching on YouTube, it's like she's like down the staircase, and this is all I see is just like. Are you sure you want to come on? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Wait, she left. Oh shit. Do you want to come on or no?
It's just voice or video?
No, there's video. All right, next time. Now she's looking around. What's up?
Why don't you tell them how you feel?
I'm gonna tell them how I feel, but Emily's turn.
How does Emily feel?
Emily and you would be very good friends. Let's just leave it at that. Very good friends. She gave you the thumbs up, Emily.
Oh, okay, good.
I want to hear what you're going to say.
Well, have a seat then, because it's not my turn to talk. Emily's still going.
I'll wait here.
All right, so go ahead, Emily.
No, I know. I think I've said like pretty much what I want to say. Like it's sort of hard because I've been like talking about this with people like all day. Like I was talking to my parents. I was talking to our buddy Chris Fresh from the Geek Dudes earlier. Like I've been like tweeting at people all day. So like, yeah, I'm over the moon and like slightly worried about what's going to happen in the next 2 months, but for the next couple of days I've decided to just like put that aside and just be relieved and happy.
Well, I can sum myself up rather quickly. Like my father was air traffic controller in 1981, and Ronald Reagan fired all the air traffic controllers because they went on strike for better working conditions. And after he fired and replaced tens of thousands of air traffic control, or no, maybe not tens of thousands of, I don't know how many there were actually, hundreds to a few thousand air traffic controllers, they made the changes that they went on strike for anyway. So it was like kind of like a slap in the face. It's like they went on strike for better working conditions. That would help everybody, help the air traffic controllers, help the pilots, help the passengers.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no, you can't go on strike. It's against the law for you to go on strike, so you're all fired. And then did the changes anyway. So I've basically been leaning and voting Democratic my entire life. Like it was pretty much like ingrained in me as a small child from my father, God rest his soul. So I would always lean Democratic. When Trump got elected, and I voted for Hillary. When Trump got elected, I was like, all right, let's see what he can do. Like he's been saying it for years, since the like 80s. Oh, one day I'll run for president. And I was like, all right, so we have a non-politician in the White House. Let's see what he can do. Let's like, he's a businessman. Like, let's see what he can do with the economy. Let's see he can do this and he can do that. And to be a fair historian looking back at the 4 years, I'm going to be honest, not all of his policies were terrible. I don't think he is a genuinely good person.
Yeah.
I don't. But to say that, and we'll just use the number 100, like if he made 100 decisions that affect our lives, it's not fair to say 100 of them were bad. You know what I mean? Were 51 bad and 49 good? Was 75 good? You know what? And I guess what I'm trying to say is, as a president who forms and shapes policy and makes decisions that affect our lives, especially the economy, he might not have done a terrible job, but his character, his persona, his personality, his being, like, was put up front and turned a lot of people off, myself included.
I would say that's reflected in his policies as well. I mean, the border situation is atrocious and humane, and like I think all of his stuff is guided by a complete and utter absence of the ability to feel empathy.
Right, and that would be one of them. Like if we use the 100, if we use the 100, I would say like that was the bad one. That was one of the bad ones. So I'm definitely, to use Obama's word, I'm ready for change. I definitely want to see what Joe and Kamala can do, and I'm going to be 110% honest here. I thought Kamala Harris as VP was kind of like a way for Biden to get, like, you know, the female vote, et cetera, but the more I learned about her the past, you know, month or so, when things got really close, I am like really all in on Kamala Harris. Like, I'm really all in. Kamala, what'd I say?
Kamala. It's Kamala.
Kamala. Sorry. Vice President-elect Harris. Thanks, Sabrina.
No problem.
So, especially after her speech tonight, I'm all in. She definitely has that, like, that charisma that you want in a leader, and you know, I'm glad that I was wrong, and I'm 110% sold on Vice President-elect Harris perhaps running for president as soon as 2024, as late as 2028. You know, because
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just saying that literally what Sabrina and I were talking about before I came on.
It is like viscerally satisfying that a woman of color is taking over from Mike Pence.
I get it.
Like, especially coming from Indiana and like knowing what Pence did to that state, and like the fact that when he was like a governor there, like the like overseeing this like huge HIV outbreak because of his, like, directly because of his policies, and like not to mention like all sorts of like terrible economic shit. But I'm so glad to see that. Like, everybody talks about Trump, but man, do I hate Mike Pence.
Tell us how you really feel. No, and you know, like I said, like I'm excited for change. Just a lot of things, you know, everyone jokes 2020 sucks, right? So 2020 was still sucking, you know, when President Trump was there. So come early 2021, when President-elect Biden takes over, we'll see how it can change. And there's a chance it might not change for the better. And all we can do is hope and believe and trust in democracy and what the American people chose, and give President-elect Biden all of our support and see if we could turn it around. You know, obviously COVID is at the top of it. A lot of social issues are right up there as well. And he doesn't have an easy road ahead of him.
No.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is to, like, all my friends, and I have a lot of friends that I love, friends that I will buy gifts for, friends that will be over my house, that are Trump supporters. I gave Trump his chance when he got elected and gave him my support as an American. Said, all right, man, let's see what he can do. And I hope those guys give President-elect Biden the same opportunity. And because at the end of the day, I think someone said it best 4 years ago, you know, you're riding in the airplane and you're rooting against the pilot, you know? So it's like root for the pilot. You know, a friend of mine said that to me 4 years ago, and it always stuck with me. So like, all right, so it's back at you. Let's root for the pilot because we're all in this plane together. And, you know, we just got to keep soaring and just figure it out. And that's probably as mature as I get.
Okay.
Yeah. It's probably Sabrina's laughing at me. But, yeah. But no, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does with it. You know, I'm excited. I'm very excited for the next 4 to 8 years of President-elect Harris. What, Sabrina?
Yeah, I like Serena.
Did you hear her?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I like to be. Oh yeah, no, the world heard you, or the 7 listeners heard you. Might be 5 now. I think
That's fine. That's fine.
we might have
Like,
lost a couple there.
Look,
We'll
look,
find
like
out.
you can have whatever friends you have, but like I don't give a shit. Like you support Trump, you can go fuck yourself. Like block me, I don't give a shit. Like stay friends with Johnny, don't talk to me.
No, and that's fair, and you know, like I said, and I'll just reiterate quickly, you know, no matter what side of that fence you fell on, it's like it's still 1 yard. You know, we're still all in it together, and you know, again, like, and I'm going to admit it. I'm going to admit it. Like, a lot of things went well for me the last couple of years that may or may not have, you know, and history will tell. You never know right away. That sometimes they say it takes 8 to 10 years for a policy that's put in place to like take shape and like really show like what happened and what good it did. So not everything was bad, you know, in the last 4 years, you know, not everything. And I will be the first to say that. And not everything was good. And some of it was just downright head scratching. What were you thinking? I am definitely not going to hold back there either. But I'm looking forward to it. I gave my support 4 years ago, and I hope others do the same to President-elect Biden. And of course, I'm also giving my support to President-elect Biden. And hopefully, Congress can work together, the House and Senate, and we can get some stuff done. And let's figure out some of these social issues that we have, and of course, get rid of COVID. You know, 1A and 1B. You know, those are the 2 things that like really that we got to figure out fast. And then what, healthcare system, and you know, the list is long. It's a long, hard road. What I do hope, because you know, I gave the president, you know, my support, and I would like to see, just as a historian, I understand, and like, look, Al Gore questioned the election when he lost to Bush with that whole Florida
that was
thing.
very different circumstances.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem, with President Trump going through that process. But once that process goes through, and you know, it's found to be valid, I want to hear like him throw his support towards President-elect Biden.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
I know that's what I'm hoping. You know what I mean? Like he didn't concede. He didn't do the concession speech. He didn't make the phone call. That's part of history. That's what you do. You know, so maybe he'll wait for that legal process to go through, and it shouldn't take, you know, more than a month or 2. I'm not sure. I can't remember the Florida debacle back then, how long it took. Did it take a month? Okay. So once it's all figured out, and look, that's his right to do that. And that's fine. Like I know
It's not fine.
No, it's fine. It's fine for him to try.
It's not fine when it's like he's out there like spreading conspiracy theories and like inciting his followers to violence.
Well, I hope that I agree. That part's not cool. But it's his right to question it and to go through the legal process. I just hope when that is all wrapped up and it's still President-elect Biden, he throws his support. That's my point. I hope I see that. I hope we all see that because we need that because he does have, 69, I don't know, what's the final count? 74 to 70 million, right?
Yeah.
So I think he can help the country with that, strong Senator McCain type concession speech to like unify and throw support for the good of the country. And if he doesn't, we'll revisit this on the podcast and you'll see a different version of me probably.
Okay. I mean, he won't. He's a raging narcissist who can't ever admit that he's made a mistake. Even like things like typos, he makes like weird like excuses for what happens. So he's never going to say that he lost.
That was Twitter. Twitter did it. All right. So that was a nice little segment we did there. So we're about to change segments, Sabrina. So this is your last chance. No, I'm just if you wanna weigh in, now would be the time because we're about to go to Mandalorian. All right. You don't want to show the world your leopard pajamas? What? Because they look like leopard spots. They are, with pink trim. Oh, they're not like sexy. They're baggy like pajamas. It's not like a skin tight like leopard outfit.
Good God, Jenna, you gotta quit while you're ahead, man.
Thank you. All right. So we broke one of our rules today. Good night. We broke one of our rules today. You want to talk about religion while we're at it?
Look, man, you can't not talk about politics.
Right.
It's like he's a fucking presidential election. What do you want?
I know, but like I do just want to say one last thing. Like, man, I'm all in on Harris. 2024. I might even like do the volunteer and do the phone call thing.
Wow.
Yeah. She won me over this past month and like that speech. That was cool. All right. All right, so you ready to switch gears?
Yeah, let's go.
Mandalorian. So we haven't spoke since season 2 was underway. I do have an idea of how you felt about episode 1 and 2. So you just want to take it episode by episode, or you just want to like kind of lump them together? Up to you.
We just lump them together. I mean, yeah, like we've got a lot of stuff to get through. We can just sort of talk about it together. Like, what are you thinking of the show so far?
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, as the resident Star Wars fan in my community and my family, this has been my go-to line. I've been saying it's good. It's not great. I am happy with it, not disappointed, but I definitely don't have that oh my god feeling that I had for 5 out of the 8 episodes last season. I really enjoyed Cobb Vanth.
Oh, so good.
You and I are both Timothy Oliphant fans. That's your Deadwood guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's handsome as hell.
Oh.
So I was listening to the Geek Dudes, and I was so angry because everything they said, I was gonna say. Like, his hair was too perfect. Like, literally, like, I called Hawes after the show, and I was like, and Hawes and I were laughing, and I was like, yeah, I love the fact that the armor didn't fit him.
That was a great touch.
I love that touch. And then, but he was way too pretty and perfect for like someone who lives in a desert. So I thought they kind of missed on that. But I guess they were cashing in on, that's what they paid for. The handsome, cocky, very Han Solo-esque, Cobb Vanth. So
Here's the thing that Oliphant has, and that is like the swagger to that man, and it's not just like I've been thinking about it a lot with Deadwood, and he's one of the main characters on Deadwood, but like one of the least flashy characters. So when I watched Deadwood for the first time, I didn't realize how good of an actor he was, because he's up against people like Ian McShane, who's playing like Al Swearingen, who's like this, like very like Shakespearean like speeches and all these like very quotable lines. And Oliphant's character is not that. It's this very repressed, like ramrod, straight posture, like clenched teeth all the time, like thing. And so I never got, it took me seeing him in other things to realize everything he did in Deadwood was a choice and like a deliberate like acting decision. And so this very, like, I love that he can go from that to this very sort of like laconic, like charming, like slightly sleazy, but like really a good dude. Like I think Oliphant is a very underrated actor.
yeah, and if you've heard Kevin Smith talk about him, that like swagger and confidence is not acting. Like
Okay, sure, but Kevin Smith is like he's not one to talk, man.
What are you doing? Sorry. Go ahead. Kevin Smith's not one to talk.
No, man. Like he's a cocky son of a bitch himself, and like whatever. Like I'm not saying whether or not like Timothy Oliphant's like a guy I want to hang out with, but I don't give a shit because like I don't think he's a bad person. Like maybe he's a jackass, but he's not like a horrible like evil jackass. He's just kind of a piece of shit. I'm okay with that.
Definitely okay with that.
It'd be hard not to like look at him. Like that guy, like it'd be hard not to be a piece of shit if you look like that.
What did you think about the child in episode 1? I was thinking slightly underused.
I'm okay with that.
Almost like a prop.
Yeah, but like here's the thing is like at the end of the day it's a baby, and I don't want to see the baby using the Force every week. Especially since we already had the baby like defeat the Mudhorn. I didn't want the baby to be involved with the Krayt Dragon, and like you got to make that count, because it does obviously like take a lot of energy for Baby Yoda to use the Force, and then he passes out afterwards. And so, like, look, Baby Yoda's adorable, and every time I see Baby Yoda, like, when he's, like, on the speeder bike and his ears are flapping, I love it. But also, I want there to be an actual show and not just oh my god, look at the cute baby.
I rewound it 3 times in episode 2 when Baby Yoda ran to the Mandalorian after he was kidnapped.
You okay?
He was like,
oh.
I lost it. I was like, oh
with
my
his
god.
arm, like the pick me up
You okay?
daddy arms.
Yes.
Like, oh, so
I
cute.
watched it 3 times. And like Sabrina watches them with me, but she watches them on her like with me, and she's on her phone. And like I was like, you have to see this part. Yeah, I watched that part 3 times.
He continues to be a terrible babysitter.
So yeah, again, also mentioned on the Geek Dudes, and I was so angry. Like, you just leave the kid outside on in the bike? Like, what are you doing?
In this like hidden town that is full of God only knows who, and then when the baby is inside, the baby's like climbing inside a spittoon.
Yeah. I'm starting to think him and Liam Neeson from Taken like are just not good dads. Like Taken 3, it's like stop losing her, like you really yeah.
Like And I get that, like, we have it, like, what do you, the wherever I go, he goes thing. But I'm like, maybe that shouldn't include the illegal, like, fighting bar.
You weren't the gambler.
That you're coming into. Like, maybe you need to find another solution. Like, get another droid, get like one of your friends that you made along the way to come along as a babysitter. Like when he first goes to the bar where the Grimorians are fighting, and the bouncer or whoever like opens the door, and I love the fact that there's not a line about it, but the guy just looks at the baby and then looks at the Mandalorian, and like it's just sort of like radiating judgment. But like I guess he's the bouncer at like an illegal fighting bar or whatever, so what is he gonna say?
Right.
But I love that you had Cobb Vanth calling him out on it. He's like, really, you're gonna kill me in front of the kid? You have
worse.
you have Amy Sedaris calling him out on it again. At least they seem to be like have other people acknowledging that he is a terrible dad.
Smart show. Great writing. Like, a lot of people say Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, but like, and I'm not trying to bag on Dave Filoni, but like, this is Jon Favreau. Like, this is like, you watch Swingers. Like, this is his voice. This is his personality. Like, Jon Favreau is just crushing it. And I must say, because you and I disagreed about Amy Sedaris last season, because I didn't really like her. Mm-hmm. Growing on me.
I like that she's come back. I wasn't expecting that. Like that, I thought that was going to be like a one-off character, but I love how much she loves Baby Yoda. I like that she gives the Mandalorian shit in both of these episodes. Man, in the second episode, when she's playing cards with that praying Dr. Mandible, which brilliant, loved it. But when she like both like tricks him into covering the bet so she can win his money, and then is also like making fun of him because he's such a mopey bastard. Like, ugh.
What did she say? Idiots array, bug or something.
Like that.
Oh man. Yeah, so and then of course Tamora Morrison returns at the last scene in episode 1. What did you think about that?
I gotta say, it's that those like 2 seconds are the most interesting I've ever like been in Boba Fett. Like, I don't hate Boba Fett or anything, but he's just sort of always been like I've never gotten it. Cause he's just like, we see him for a couple minutes and then he gets shoved into a Sarlacc pit and good riddance. And I don't like the Clone Wars. So like the little little kid Boba Fett thing I don't care for. But the story of whatever he's been up to for the past couple years, that I find fascinating.
Yeah. I was disappointed he wasn't in episode 2. And I was like, oh God, is this going to be the sprinkle and the tease? And of course there's the rumor, and I stress the word rumor, that he's getting his own spin-off series and that's all we're going to see of him. I don't think that's the case at all.
No.
But I definitely find it very interesting. And, I was listening to and reading Steele Saunders from Steel Wars, cha-ching. I want to see Boba Fett be a flat-out enemy to the Mandalorian, a competitor, if you will, not a buddy cop film. Like, need to see that.
Yeah, I feel like especially because they brought in Cobb Vanth and the way they did that with like how they ended like respecting each other, and like the idea, like I think Vanth's coming back at some point, whether it's this season or next season.
You don't get Timothy Oliphant for like a 40-minute episode. He'll be back.
Well, and the way they brought back other characters before, and like the fact that they like they flat out say like, hey, if you ever need me, like, yeah, like let's do something again sometime. And so I think now that you have them doing that, you have to have Boba Fett be like flat out like enemy guy.
Yeah, like he's a bounty hunter, right? Like the Mandalorian has the biggest bounty in the galaxy, right?
And has
Like,
his armor.
yeah, yeah. Oh, how funny was Cobb Vanth? Cobb Vanth wanted no part of that fight in the bar. he was he wanted no part.
Well, I like that. I like the fact that the show like doesn't like the instant you see him, they're not trying to make you think it's actually Boba Fett. You're supposed to be like, what is going on? Why does this guy look so weird? And then he takes off the helmet and it's somebody else. And that's like, I like the fact that they don't like try to trick you.
Loved. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The best acting underneath the helmet when Cobb Vanth takes off the helmet and you
And
see
they just do like the zoom in on the on
Din.
Mando. Yeah.
Yeah. On Din Djarin's, I want to say the expression on Din Djarin's face without seeing his face, beautifully acted. He stopped and he kind of like did something with his shoulders and his helmet as he stopped.
And the music just sells it. Like it makes you think that you're seeing a facial expression. It's so well done.
It really well done. Like I guess the more we're talking about it, the more I'm actually liking those two episodes. Because again, what I do, and this is why I hated Rebels. Rebels came out with like such a strong first season and then just shit the bed the next three. Like I keep comparing Mandalorian episodes to those first three.
Well,
and that's unfair. That's unfair for me to do.
Well, the other thing to remember is we didn't know what the Mandalorian was going to be. And so when the Mandalorian came on and was good, it was like this amazing, like it was like this sense of relief. It was this super excitement of, oh, there's this new Star Wars TV show and it's actually awesome. And now we expect Mandalorian to be awesome. Like going into Mandalorian, I was nervous as hell. I'm like, I hope this is good. I want Star Wars on television so badly. What if it's terrible and cheesy and like the effects look bad, or what if, the acting's awful? And then it was good. And so like now I have high expectations. So it's much harder to like, look, I still love the show, but it's much harder to reach that like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, like levels.
All right. So let's say the first three episodes of season 1 were amazing, right? We have both agreed on that. So like saying the first 3 episodes are like 9s and 10s. What would you rate episode 1, season 2?
I think it's like a strong 8 or so. I mean,
okay.
The other thing is like because here's the thing. If you take that first episode of season 1 and you remove the Baby Yoda surprise, I think it, like, don't get me wrong, it's still a good episode. There's still a lot of cool stuff there with the Mando's character building, but so much of that is Baby Yoda. Yeah. And there's never going to be another moment like that. Like there can't be.
Until there's Baby Chewbacca. Yeah, I think I don't think I'd go as high as 8 because like it just once it got going, I was like, oh, this is like the Jawa Mudhorn episode. Like we're gonna go get the egg now, and then so I would probably rank it like a little lower than you, 7.5. And then episode 2 with the frog lady, like Baby Yoda steals the episode, right? The child.
He is a bad baby.
You're a bad baby. You put that down. You put that down. No. Kept eating the eggs.
He's eating the look, I know they say the eggs haven't been fertilized yet, but this is the last of her line.
No. That is not food.
It is. I gotta say, like, look, in most things, I'm all for dark humor, but I wish it had just been Baby Yoda trying to eat the eggs, and the Mando stops him every time. Because, like, when you have him eating the eggs, but you also, like, you see, like, how distraught the frog lady is over this whole thing, and, like, it's a weird tonal thing for Star Wars. Like,
I was waiting for the frog lady to be like, I think some are missing.
Yeah, I love the frog lady.
She's cute.
I love when she was running like a frog. I think that I like it when the aliens in Star Wars are like aliens.
Yeah, I like What's his name? Doctor what? The bug playing cards?
Dr. Mandible, which is
Dr.
the
Mandible.
stupidest fucking Star Wars name. I'm so happy with it.
So I love, like, you're right. I love when aliens look like aliens. So like that was a great surprise. Frog Lady, whatever her real name is.
They
But
haven't
when
said yet.
But when she's straight up doing like karaoke, like talking through the robot, like I was pissing my pants. Like she's holding the microphone and like just like, and it was just the way the shot was framed, just the fact that like the microphone, like talking into the microphone was cracking me up.
And the fact that it's Richard Iowati's voice, it's like the combination of like all of those things is so funny to me.
I'm so bad with the voices. I didn't even catch, like, Hawes asked me right away. He goes, "Did you see who that was in episode 1?" I was like, "No." I was like, "I did after I saw the credits, but like I never would have just guessed John Leguizamo."
No, well, because they're modulating his voice and stuff in that, but no, I thought that was. I also love the fact that like it's her like reading Mando the Riot Act. And
Yeah.
I like when people are like, "Hey, dude, you're supposed to be a Mandalorian, and that's supposed to mean something. Like, you gave me your word. Now, get me to this planet and save my eggs."
Yes, and it can't wait till morning. Like, yeah,
Well,
like,
especially because she's a frog person, and I assume is cold-blooded and is on an ice planet.
wow, deep cuts by Emily Lind. Like, bringing like little biochem action in there.
Dude, and then there's so many spiders. How are you? Like, are you like a person who is okay with spiders? Because I am not okay with spiders.
No, if they're okay, if they're outside my house, if they're in my house, like I keep one eye on it as I look for like something to kill it with. Like, like don't come into my home, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
And granted, they went into the spider's home, and
Yeah.
Baby Yoda ate one of them in the most disgusting, like, ugh.
did you see the web goo like just stuck to his hand?
I have to say, Baby Yoda eating things is probably where the Baby Yoda, like, and it, like, not just like it's not cute, but it's sort of like it's where the effect works the least, because obviously that can't be a puppet. And it is the point where like he is the most like, oh, that's a CGI that I'm looking at right now, and it's still like a good one, but it is like when he was eating the spider, I'm like, oh, it's a cartoon.
I didn't really. I mean, I gotta look again. I didn't really notice. I mean, obviously you're right. Like they're not getting a puppet to do that, but like I didn't really like. It didn't take me out of it. I guess.
No, it's not like it's not as jarring to me as like when Tarkin is in, like.
Oh, a Rogue One.
Yeah,
Terrible.
I can't. Look, I know we disagree on Rogue One, but the Tarkin, people say they can't tell, and I think those people are insane.
Lying. They're lying to you.
Look, it's not just because I know Peter Cushing is dead. It's because that is a drawing of a person and not a human being.
You know what? I don't want to. I want to keep talking about the Mandalorian, but let me just say this: just cast people that look like him and just call him Tarkin. I'll be fine with it.
Yeah, because at least then I'm like actually like looking at a human being who has eyes that can have like some sort of like feel. Like they could have just had Guy Henry, the guy who they had.
For,
He's like
Revenge of the Sith, right?
Well, no, Guy Henry is the one who had the thing stuck on him for Rogue One. They could have just had him do it as himself. He's got like a really skinny face. Just have him like do it.
Dude, Billy Lord is like Princess Leia in Rogue One. We all would have cried.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like if you recast him, I will be distracted for 5 seconds and I'll get over it, as opposed to being distracted every moment that you're showing him.
Yeah. All right. Oh, agreed.
Okay,
Mandalorian.
we can move on. Yeah,
Definitely.
Mandalorian. Spiders.
So,
really big spiders.
I mean, look, both episodes, the action was amazing. But now I feel like I don't want to use the phrase not progressing the story because we don't know what the story is. Maybe that is the story. Maybe maybe that's all going to come back full circle. We don't know yet, but it definitely feels like 2 mini quest episodes.
But here's the thing. I think that is the show. I don't think we're gonna get the spider. I don't think the spiders are gonna mean anything. The show is the Mandalorian on adventures with the Baby Yoda.
But what happens when he finds the other Mandalorian? The Mandalorian's gonna know where there's a planet of Baby Yodas.
Well, I mean, then that's the next step. And I'd much rather take our time in getting there, because what are they gonna do once we have all the answers? Then the show's over. So I want to take some time to have other little fun things where they're running from crazy ice spiders, and we just have little bits of the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda bonding. When they're going, after the ship crashes and then he's going to bed and the Baby Yoda snuggles up next to him.
I know. Stop it.
It makes me angry how effective it is. Because it's so manipulative. It's you can see where it's they know all they have to do is do something cute, and everybody will go, oh, look at that and be happy. And I hate that I can see what they're doing and it still is effective.
Yeah, and I agree there. Again, I can't get him running with his little pick me up, daddy arms up.
You okay?
And dude, Mando is all about. He's like, come here, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Baby Yoda didn't shut the fuck up. Episode 2.
He was very,
talking
very
up a
loud.
storm.
That's what I want though. If I don't ever want to hear him speaking English, it's too weird. I can't deal with it. Just do the little baby babbling, and I'm happy.
Oh my God, he's gonna say his first word soon.
Ugh, no.
You just said it.
Don't do it.
What do you think is? Oh my God, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. What is his first word? Mando. I don't know. What's his first word? This could be this is a Twitter poll right here.
He can't talk. It's just got to be the babbling, because it's just going to be ridiculous to hear that little puppet talk.
Yoda
it won't
talks.
be right. Yeah,
He'll say a word. He's a baby. He's gonna
Ugh.
say a word.
No matter what it is, it would sound weird and be silly and dumb and would take me out of it.
What did Giancarlo say? Season 4, we start to get answers. You're gonna tell me he's not gonna say a word?
Well, it sort of depends, how what sort of passage of time we're looking at then. But for now, I don't want to hear him talk. It's just, it would be ridiculous.
What do you think his first word's gonna be, though?
I don't want to think. I don't want him to talk. If it's Dada, I'm stopping watching the show.
No, it's not going to be Dada. They keep calling him Mando, right? Everyone calls him Mando, right?
Well, mostly
Carl Weathers, what's his name?
Yeah, Grief Karga, but.
And Grief Karga's coming back.
Yeah.
With your friend. You're not getting rid of her season 2. It's already in the can.
She blocked me on Twitter today.
Oh, wow.
Or
What'd you say?
Yes. Possibly yesterday.
Possibly
I don't know
yesterday.
But today is the day I noticed it. But
what did you say?
I don't even know. I didn't at her in anything, so she's searching her name. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See,
happy. I'm happy because she blocked Chris Fresh a while ago, and I was very jealous because I'm I've been saying all kinds of shit about her. Why come she hasn't blocked me? And now she finally did. And normally I don't. Normally, I think trying to be excited because you got somebody to block you is it's not a great way to live your life. But fuck her because she's a piece of shit.
No, I agree with you. When Tom Cruise blocked Hawes, I was jealous because Tom Cruise knows who Hawes Burkhardt is enough to block him. Tom Cruise, who I love and adore.
Whoever runs Tom Cruise's account.
Let me keep my delusions of grandeur, please.
Okay.
But I who love and adore Tom Cruise, not as much as Leo, but it's up there. He doesn't know who I am, but he knows who Hawes is. Because he blocked him. So I was jealous. he was like, he laughed and he goes, Tom Street blocked me. I was like, he knows who you are. He doesn't know who I am. And like I've added him so many times, like 5 times in the past couple years, like, especially when Top Gun 2 trailer came out and I say nice things, never a like, nothing. Starting to get hurt.
Okay, well, first of all, Tom Cruise is not tweeting from Tom Cruise's Twitter account. But
Yeah. You're probably right. I know Leo.
Tom Cruise is run by some Scientology intern who's making 18 cents a day and living in a bunker somewhere.
That's funny. I think it was something like that got Hawes blocked. Actually,
Okay.
it was now that I think about it, it was a Scientology thing. All right. Okay.
Anything else to say about Mando?
Yeah. I guess just you want to do a quick prediction on where you think like he's eventually going to find a Mandalorian. And we think it'll be next episode, right? Because the frog lady will get delivered and there's a Mando there. It's not going to be Boba Fett. Maybe it'll be Sabine. Like a lot of people have kind of tossed that rumor out there. What do you think that'll lead to? Will it lead to like, I know this old Jedi sorceress on this star system. You have to get there, but before you do, I need the key to this magical door that you have to find for me. Yeah.
It is getting a little bit video gamey,
right?
But I don't know. It could be where Bo-Katan comes in.
Who's Bo-Katan again?
The one who had from Clone Wars, who had the Darksaber last.
Now I'm not good at this stuff. Like, does the math work out?
Well, we know we don't know, but we know that Bo-Katan's supposed to be in the series. That's supposed to be who Katie Sackhoff is playing.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, that's one of those like never actually confirmed, but everybody seems to take it as true ones. I mean, it would make sense, and maybe we'll just see her in a flashback because maybe it'll be like whenever we get the origin story of how Moff Gideon gets the Darksaber, it'll be flashbacks to seeing her like fight him or whatever. But maybe we'll see her here, or maybe maybe the frog husband is wrong, and the Mandalorians aren't there. But it seems like after the false lead of Cobb Vanth, we need to see an actual Mandalorian soon. Like, it'd be weird if yet again, like, somebody tells them there's a Mandalorian there and then there aren't.
How would you rate episode 2 if episode 1 was an 8?
I didn't like it quite as much as episode 1. I feel like the pacing is a little bit weird. And as much as I like the turn for like the weird like John Carpenter horror movie shit, it's a little bit strange. So maybe that's more like a 7 or 7.5. Very enjoyable while I was watching it, but also doesn't have Timothy Olyphant being like a space cowboy.
Who are you?
I'm Cobb Vanth, Marshal of Mos Pelgo. We gonna do this in front of the kid?
He's seen worse.
So can't be quite as good as
I mean,
one.
I can't agree with you more. Like, there's no Boba Fett armor in this episode. There's no Timothy Olyphant. There's no, there was more Baby Yoda action. That's really it.
Yeah, more Baby Yoda, and I like the Frog Lady, and I'm excited for next week because considering it's the egg canister and stuff, I assume we're going to be on that, like the planet, like the water, like we saw like the pier and the boat. Assume that's where we are next week.
That should be pretty cool. Well, Kevin Costner Waterworld action over there. Oh, you know what we need to find out? Like, they introduced the cloning I'm assuming cloning by the patch on that guy's arm in season 1. Like, we still don't know what they want Baby Yoda for. Like,
No.
I'm really interested in that.
I'm
Weaponized clone.
I'm look, I don't need the answers for that, but I am hoping, as much as I've been like, I'm fine for them to take their time and do character development and do like these side adventures. I do hope I really want to see Moff Gideon again.
Oh, you're gonna. He's
No, I know,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, I want to see him next week. Like, I've been wanting to see him the past 2 episodes.
I think you have to, because he's the big bad guy, and you can't go 3 episodes without seeing your big bad guy.
I hope so. I just want to, like, I want to know what his deal is. I'm so interested. And just, like, having heard Giancarlo talk about him, like, I just, like, I really want to know what he's up to right now.
He's fucking throwing around that Darksaber, like, playing with it, cutting through ships and shit. That's what he's doing. Badass. How about The Boys? Have we talked about The Boys on Amazon Prime?
I have not watched the last episode yet.
We're
I know.
gonna skip that run right now.
I'm sorry. It's this weird thing where like I didn't watch it right away, and now I just like haven't gone back to it. And I need to. And I liked it. Like, I've loved the show. Like, we've talked about the like this season.
Mhm.
Like, you and I have talked about it on the show, but also just like to each other. I fucking love this season of The Boys, but I haven't
Yeah.
watched it yet. And kind of like maybe I just won't ever watch it. I don't care. Like, I just like once I'm done, like it's just like fine. I'll get to it at some point, maybe.
You're very lucky I didn't ruin anything for you.
It's
Because
fine.
the way we were like watching it and
I know.
texting after every episode, you're lucky I didn't just be like, holy shit, X, Y, and Z.
Man,
you know?
I just stop watching things and then they go out of my head.
Let's just say this. I'm not ruining anything for you. I think they're going to be going somewhere with the son storyline, Homelander's son.
That makes sense.
I think we're going to have a little King Arthur Excalibur thing building here, where like
Okay.
the only one that can take him out is the son, and he's going to be conflicted, almost like little Star Wars there action. Now that I think about it, a little more apropos for what we do. We're going to have a little Luke versus Vader thing building, I think. And that wasn't implied in the last episode. That's just me. That's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, but I'll
Yeah,
leave that.
sorry.
I'll leave that. That's okay. We have plenty to go to. Did you ever watch Dexter on Showtime?
I watched like the first. I think I left like maybe like 2 seasons from the end.
Did you see the season with John Lithgow?
That I did see.
Okay, that's the best.
He was great.
That's the best season. That's the best season.
He was very scary.
Okay.
John Lithgow is a terrifying man.
Yo, he's a great actor. So, as someone who watched and I caught on late, so I binged it. So someone who did enjoy Dexter but hated the way it ended.
Everybody hated the way it ended.
It's you know what? It's Lost, Cheers. Like, how do you end great shows that you don't want to see end? You know, it's just, it is what it is. It wasn't a great ending. So I'm looking forward to the fact that it's coming back. Michael C. Hall, I believe, is an extremely underrated actor, and I'm glad that he's back in his career-defining role, if you will. And I'm looking forward to it. So, again, now I don't want to ruin this for you either, but he obviously didn't die at the...
No, I know how it ended because
Oh,
it was
okay.
like everybody heard how it ended because like everybody was laughing at him like going off and becoming a lumberjack because it's the stupidest thing ever.
I don't think he became... It was just living a life of isolation and killing trees instead.
I would rather just see Michael C. Hall be in another show. Like, just make something new. You had a show, it ended. Like, make a new show.
Yeah. Speaking of things coming back, Willow. Did you love the show? The movie? The movie?
I know I saw it a couple times as a kid and I liked it, but it wasn't one of my go-tos. It wasn't like Labyrinth or Dark Crystal or like Princess Bride that I like went back to a lot. So I don't like I mean, if the show's good, yay. But if not, it won't be one of those like, oh no, they ruined Willow.
Right.
How about you?
I haven't seen it since I was a child, but I would actually like Chris Fresh's take on this and Jonesy as well because they're big He-Man fans.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw it, I was big into He-Man, and I remember saying like, this is what the He-Man movie should be like. So if you almost take Willow and kind of like draw the parallels between Willow and He-Man, it's almost like that kind of world and how I imagined a good He-Man movie being. So I really can't say if I like it now because I probably haven't seen it since I was a kid. But I have fond memories of it, and I was excited to see it coming back. It was unclear to me. Maybe you know. Does Ron Howard have a role in this? He's not directing. It's a Disney Plus series, but I saw his name somewhere.
I mean, he might be like a producer or something like that. I don't know how actively involved he is.
All right, and obviously Val Kilmer's not going to be in it. You know, maybe a cameo, but Warwick Davis will be in it. And do you like Ricky Gervais?
No.
You don't?
No.
You don't like any of his stuff?
I've liked some of his stuff, but I think he is very obnoxious person.
Oh yeah. That's for sure. He did a show with Warwick called it was shit. What the hell was the name of the show? Life is Short, maybe? Hold on.
Yeah, no, it was Life is Short.
This Life is Short? Very funny. Very funny. And so that was kind of like, I want to say probably Warwick's like first legit role in a while. And he crushed it. He was so good in it. And he looks great. Like, I actually saw him at Celebration. He like motor scooted right by me. He has like little scooter.
Oh, cool.
And like, and I didn't know what to say. And like, we locked eyes, and I forget who I was with. Probably Eric, who was my roommate, and he just scootered by, and like we were basically like alone in the area. Like, I didn't want to stop him, but like I just kind of waved and said, "You're awesome," and he went, "Thank you very much."
Yeah,
and
that's
I was
sort
like,
of
my
like,
moment.
I think that's sort of just sad. Like, it's not enough of an interaction for you to like say anything stupid or humiliate yourself. But like, you don't want to bug the guy. Like, he's just going to do his thing.
Oh no, there was no stopping him.
Yeah.
He had that throttle fucking down. Like, he was motoring by, like, you know, and he's just like, oh shit, I gotta walk past like 30,000 people here just to see me. Like, how am I gonna get to where I need to go? Like, I have to get water, I have to go to the bathroom. I have to do the show soon. So like, I thought I played it perfectly. You know what I mean? Now, if that was Leonardo DiCaprio on a motor scooter at that time, I might have tackled him off. And he's just like, you have no idea how much you mean to me. And he'd just be like, security.
That would also be a pretty good story to tell, though. The story of how Johnny got arrested.
Yeah. So my career's over because I had to tell Leo how much he means to me. By the way, Leo memes still #1 at the box office. The Wolf of Wall Street. I ain't fucking leaving. That scene. I ain't fucking leaving. I ain't going nowhere.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on.
They gotta pull me out.
This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here.
And now they're doing that with Trump's face on it.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here.
Very funny. Very, very funny. Leo is just memeing, just running the meme game. Are people just going through his movies now, just looking for shit?
I mean, not everybody's as dedicated as you, Johnny,
But not one of these memes came from me. Dude, like, it started with, what was the first popular Leo meme? F. Scott Fitzgerald, Great Gatsby. Of course, only I would remember the author of the book the movie was based on before the name.
Yeah,
of the
dude,
movie.
you're the only one who fucking ever read that book. Not like everyone who ever went to fucking high school in this country. Come on, dude.
All right,
Get
but my
the fuck
point
out of your
is,
house.
easy. My point is, I remembered the author before the movie, which is not like me. But anyway, damn, that cut deep there, Emily. That hit me hard right there. But that was the first meme where he's like holding like the shot glass, like, or the champagne glass. That meme.
Uh-huh.
And then it was just that meme for a while, and then he exploded. Okay. You're not as excited to talk about Leo as I am.
I'm not excited to talk about memes as you are.
All right. Just don't be meme to me.
Okay, now I'm gonna leave the podcast.
Wouldn't be the first one. Wouldn't be the first one. All right. You ready for another person that I love and you don't?
Okay.
Jared Leto is back, baby. He's going to play the Joker in Zack Snyder's Justice League. The Zack Snyder. Jesus Christ. See, this is what happens when I'm tired. The Joker in the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League.
We gotta stop calling it his cut. It's not his cut. It's an entirely different movie at this point. Like,
Right? That's what it seems like.
Just call it, like, you want to call it Zack Snyder's Justice League, fine, whatever. But it's not his cut. Like all those people talking about, because when they first were talking about it, was, we know this cut exists. You gotta release like his vision of it. And I'm like, yeah, it didn't exist. This is a new thing that they're making. Call it something else. I know that's really weirdly pedantic of me. I don't fucking care. Just call it something else.
So I'm excited about it. And then there was a rumor. I didn't snapshot it because it didn't seem like it was a legit source. But there's going to be an HBO Max show starring Ben Affleck's Batman with Jared Leto's Joker. I would love to see it. I don't know if it's true.
That's not happening.
No, it was already debunked.
No, I'm just like,
Oh.
I've never even heard that before. That's not happening.
Yeah, that's why I didn't snapshot it. It wasn't like, it was definitely just one of those like rumor mills. But either way, I would like to see it, and I'm glad that Jared Leto is coming back as a Joker, because I feel his Joker is underappreciated. There, I said it.
I can't have this argument again.
No. We definitely don't have to relive it, but that it's news. So does that get you more excited for Zack Snyder's Justice League new version, or less?
Somebody I hate playing a variation of a character I hate being in a thing I already don't want to see make me more excited to see the thing? No, Johnny, it doesn't.
Wow. All right. We might need to hire a DC correspondent, because I fucking hate it. All right.
I don't hate everything DC does. I think their movie. I don't like Zack Snyder, and I fucking don't like Jared Leto. He's a piece of shit.
You're probably not wrong there, but it looks like they're really going with like the list of people you don't like running DC, like going with the Flash movie and rebooting everything. And it looks like that's the direction they're going. It looks like the Flash movie is going to reset everything, and we're bringing all these people in, and I just want to see good movies and more Jared Leto. Okay, I'll move on.
I'm happy to continue to watch whatever Margot Robbie does.
She'll be in the movie.
No, I mean not this, but in general, like if they do another Harley thing like that focuses on Harley, and I'll watch James Gunn's Suicide Squad because I like him, and I think that movie looks like it's going to be an insane amount of fun.
I mean, you said it perfectly. An insane amount of fun, just like the Harley Quinn movie. Already forgot the title.
Birds of Prey.
Thank you. But like, it was entertaining. I got something you're gonna like. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Oscar Isaac in talks to star in Marvel's Moon Knight for Disney Plus.
Gimme.
Okay, so we both know who Oscar Isaac is.
Yeah.
We both love him. Do you know who Moon Knight is? And if so, tell me.
Okay. I know Moon Knight very vaguely. I think I've maybe like read 1 or 2 issues of Moon Knight comic. Mostly I know Moon Knight through like guest appearances or just like seeing that hilarious panel where he's like, Dracula, you dork, come out and give me money. Like Moon Knight is, I might get some of the details on this wrong. I'm sorry, because I'm trying to pull back what I do know of him. He was a soldier. I'm not sure like what branch of the military he was in, and he was in Egypt, I believe, and like I think the story is that his like squadron or whatever gets attacked, and I like most of them die, but he is saved by the Egyptian moon god whose name I don't know and would butcher regardless. So he has like these powers that are like given to him. But the other thing about Moon Knight is, at least in like the iterations I've seen, he's has dissociative personality disorder. So like
All right. So let's move on. But I think that'd be cool. Oh, here's something I have absolutely no interest in seeing, and I only snapshot it and sent it to you because I want to be angry and bag on it. But Netflix announces a live-action Assassin's Creed series.
Okay. Why are you angry about it? I mean, I just don't care. But
I hate the video game.
okay.
I just want to play video games. I don't want to look for something to go play something. Like I hate quest video games where it takes too long to like get out of the room. I don't have the patience. I'm not good at it.
Oh,
Fuck
you don't
you,
want to be
Assassin's Creed.
you don't want to be like looking through scrolls in a library.
No,
So
definitely
you don't
not.
so you don't like Myst.
No, I don't. And didn't they do a movie that was god awful, terrible? There was.
I don't know.
Yeah, Magneto was in it. Whatever his name is, Michael Fassbender. Yep, he was the Assassin's Creed, or he was the assassin, and I was excited to see it because it was about assassins, and Michael Fassbender was in it, and he was coming off like being Magneto, and I was like, oh, I like this dude, like I'm gonna go see it, and I hated it.
Okay,
And
no, I
I was
completely
so
forgot
pissed.
that movie existed.
Oh, and I wish I could as well. It was that bad. So I just wanted to say, fuck you.
Okay.
Fuck you, Netflix.
That's fine.
Go make Daredevil, or that's gonna be on Disney Plus, hopefully. So yeah, Daredevil. So Daredevil is free from Netflix. Do you think they're gonna bring Charlie Cox? Oh wait, first off, I'm sorry. Did you watch and did you enjoy the Daredevil series on Netflix?
I didn't watch all of it. I liked it okay. I just sort of like for whatever reason I was just sort of like whatever. I thought like I mean the best part of that show is
Kingpin.
D'Onofrio. Yeah.
Yep. I agree. He's the best Kingpin. Well, I liked Michael Clark Duncan too.
But that movie's terrible and it's hard to judge. Like
It is terrible. But Vincent D'Onofrio is also one of the great underrated actors of his generation, and he was probably the best Kingpin to date. And
like I don't think Charlie Cox is bad. Like if they brought him back, like fine.
yeah, no, he's good. He was
but
very good.
But I'm not gonna be like mad if they recast him either.
You know what? Same here. And I do hope now that Disney's doing it. I stopped watching Daredevil because let's say they were hour-long episodes, but only like 35 minutes of it was watchable.
Mm.
Like every episode, there was like 20 minutes of like, this is going nowhere. Like obviously, so those of you who don't know, Daredevil is a lawyer. And I really feel like for like 20 minutes of each episode, like I watched him reading law books with his like terrible partner.
Oh, I hated Foggy.
Dude, terrible. You know who was a good Foggy?
Who?
Jon Favreau.
Well, yeah, because he barely does anything. And so you don't see how friggin' obnoxious that. I never liked him in the comics either. That character's awful. I hate him. I read a lot of Daredevil. But
yeah,
that is like a misery fest of a comic. But
I'm looking forward to the show.
I mean, what like if they do something, if they don't, like I'm also just happy to like see him pop up on She-Hulk or whatever.
Oh, She-Hulk's not happening now, or that actress wasn't cast. She like tweeted that she wasn't cast. The one that we thought.
Oh, that's a shame. But I thought She-Hulk might still be happening. I haven't heard that it's not anyway.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I read her tweet that was retweeted by somebody like she's not She-Hulk. That's
too bad.
Yeah, she was cool. You got me excited about her. I had no idea who she was, and I never watched her show, but you got me excited about her. So hopefully the She-Hulk still happens because anything Hulk is awesome. And yeah, I do have some bad news. We should have probably like opened up with this or closed with it. Sean Connery passed away. Pretty bummed.
You know what? Like, look, like you love him as James Bond or whatever. I'm not gonna say people shouldn't, but he also talked about like how he liked hitting women. So I don't care that he's dead.
He talked about hitting women.
Yeah. How sometimes women just deserve a slap. Look up his interview. I believe it was with Barbara Walters. Look it up.
You think it's good to slap a woman?
No, I don't think it's good.
You don't think it's bad?
I don't think it's that bad. I think that it depends entirely on the circumstances and if it merits it. Yeah.
What would merit it?
Well, if you have tried everything else, and women are pretty good at this, they can't leave it alone. They want to have the last word, and you give them the last word, but they're not happy with the last word. They want to say it again, and get into a really provocative situation. Then I think it's absolutely right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
He didn't mean like
No, sometimes
on the
women
behind,
just
like
sometimes women
playfully?
just deserve no. Sometimes women just deserve a slap. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Woman slapper, Sean Connery. Yeah.
That sucks. All right, moving on. Terrible news. Like, wow. I had this whole Highlander joke. There can only be one. I'm just gonna have to skip everything now. All right, here's some good news. Unless Michael Keaton did something bad that I need to know about.
Michael Keaton is amazing. I hope he never does anything bad.
Okay, so let's go with this.
I also don't think this story's true.
Oh, okay. All right. And you know what? That's fair. But, like, we can still speculate. So Michael Keaton's definitely going to be in the Flash movie. That's a fact. And then rumor, this is from Edward Lauder from something. And it's rumored that an HBO Max Batman Beyond series will take place. And for those of you that don't know, I know a little bit about this because I watched the cartoon. Batman Beyond is with a older Bruce Wayne, very easily Michael Keaton's age, training like a new Batman in the red and black costume, or all black with like the red trim. Very cool imagery. Very cool cartoon. I watched a lot of it, and I was excited about that until you poo-pooed it.
I saw that when I Googled it, like mostly what was coming up was like We Got It Covered. And some websites I had never heard of before. It's not like Deadline. So, yeah.
Move it. But that would be cool, so I'm hopeful.
It would be cool. I got Michael Keaton as Batman. I'm excited Michael Keaton's going to play Batman again. So that would be awesome. I'd love it. I just don't think it's actually going to happen.
All right. So this is how bad I am at hosting podcasts. I should have brought this up like a couple segments ago. But Zack Snyder's Justice League is bringing back Joe. How do you say it? Manganiello?
Manganiello? I don't know.
Flash from the original Spider-Man. That's who is coming back as Deathstroke. I didn't even know he was in the movie. What is this coming back bullshit? Like, what did I miss? Do you know?
I have no idea. I don't know.
It says coming back. Like, I'm thinking, was he in like a post-credit scene, and maybe that's why I don't remember? I had to like, that's the only thing I can think of. But that's him in the costume. I don't remember him in the movie. I gotta like Google that later. But I do really like him as an actor. I really, what was his breakout? True Blood, right?
Yeah.
Terrible Flash. Like, he looked like he was 35 years old in that high school fighting Tobey Maguire.
I don't want to fight you, Flash. I wouldn't want to fight me neither.
Like, do you remember him as Flash?
No,
Thompson?
I don't. I haven't seen one. I haven't seen that movie in so long that I probably didn't know who he was back then. And like haven't seen him since.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Prison Break?
Like a couple episodes back in the first season, and then I'm just like, this is not for me.
I'll tell you what. There was like 5 seasons, right? Season 1 and 2, I was really enjoying. Like, I was hooked. Like, waited for it and watched it live type hooked. Then season 3 and 4 and 5, I was like, nah, I'm over it. So they're coming with a season 6 maybe. We'll see. Like I said, it was really good. First 2 seasons. And last but not least, The Last Starfighter 2 is finally moving forward. Have you seen The Last Starfighter?
I don't think so. Like, I think I was a little too young for that one.
Do you know the concept?
Is that one of the ones where they're like playing a video game, but then it's real and they're actually fighting aliens?
Yes, every child's dream. The reason I was a Nintendo wizard. The reason why I got the glove. I was waiting for that alien to come down and say, like, we need you, Johnny Grasso, to save our solar system. Because you have the 8th highest score in Defender on Atari. I wasn't even good at any games, but I still held hope that an alien would pick me.
Store's closed, mister.
I'm not here for cigarettes or bubblegum, my boy. Can you tell me the name of the person who broke the record on that game over there? And where I might find him?
Alex Rogan. You're looking at him.
But how good is it that I just knew that through pop culture osmosis?
That is
having never seen the movie.
That is pretty good. What else did people tell me back then that someone was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be good at video games because one day I'll work for the FBI and like fight in the army because it's all gonna be electronic anyway, so me wasting my time playing PlayStation 2 will pay off in the long run.
It's job training.
Yes. Now, not too far from the truth with esports. You can make a living if you're like that dedicated. I don't know. I'm terrible.
Yeah, but it probably shouldn't be your plan any more than like being a professional like football player or something. Is like maybe if you're super lucky,
right,
and super good.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to think like where did I go wrong? Because like I was really good at Nintendo, and then like I don't know. I just grew up, I guess. But like now I play like Battlefront and like I love Star Wars and I want to love Battlefront 1 and 2. But like I'm so bad at it. It just makes me hate the thing that I love most in this world.
I don't enjoy being bad at video games, and so I don't play video games in which I'm bad, and so I never get better at them.
Yeah, like Will Witten, Hawes, Goose, his brother-in-law, a couple other people we used to play years ago. This is even before Rogue One. This is when like Hawes and I just started like kind of like talking and hanging out. We would play video games together, and I was always the guy like they had to go back and like give the med pack to.
Yeah, I don't want to play multiplayer games because then I'm like stressed out that I'm like ruining other people's playing experience.
Yeah, that's how I felt. But it was so much fun.
See, I want the games that you don't like. I want to go solve puzzles. I want to like hit a button on a windmill and that makes another thing change on another part of the island that I gotta go find. Or I want like old like LucasArts point and click, Day of the Tentacle, Sam and Max Hit the Road, like very like big like chain of event, complicated stuff to figure out. But you just sort of like you don't have to have that like fast twitch like muscle control, which I do not have.
See, I had it and I lost it and I suck at these games now.
Well, you're not 12 years old anymore, Johnny.
No, I'm not.
I hate to break it to you, but
I know. I am if there's a Peter Pan complex, like I'm probably it. All right. We got one last news story to cover, I think. No, that's it. All done. So I asked people on Twitter to ask questions. We legit have no questions.
Dude, people are busy today. People are busy on Twitter today.
Not one fucking question.
People are busy today, dude. This was a bad day to ask for anything that
it was even retweeted. Terrible.
What do you people are not paying attention to podcasts today.
Like really, really crushed. Let's go to the tweet activity. Ready? 512 people saw the tweet. Not one question.
Yeah, that's because those 500, they're just like zooming past it to go like see whether the world's gonna implode or not.
9 people liked it.
Okay, there you go.
I'm going to call them by name and say, why did you ask a question? This is so sad. Magnus, thank you for liking my tweet, but no question.
Do you want me to like call up Chris Fresh and see why he doesn't send us masturbation questions like he does Brittany and I?
No, he didn't even like the tweet, but you can definitely next time you talk to him. Because I'm not going to say that. Hart Bailey, thank you for liking the tweet, no question. Kimberly Sterling, superstar on our Facebook page. Thank you for liking the tweet. Didn't ask a question.
Johnny,
Jesse,
I don't approve of this. I
I'm
feel
almost
like
done.
this is a bad road to go down.
I just, not one question. Like really like a gut punch. Not one question. So like people always ask me, they're like, dude, you have way more than 7 listeners. Here's the evidence. Not one question.
Hey, Johnny, you remember today when they announced who the new president is?
Yeah.
People are busy. Also, we still had like 2 hours of podcast. We weren't hurting for content.
No, it was a beautiful podcast. I liked it. Oh, actually, let me check the Gmail from like a month ago. Someone might have left a question. Like the question is going to be like, do you think Biden will win the Democratic nomination? That's how like, where is it? Where is my Gmail? New phone, who dis? Shit, I really can't find it. Oh, here it is. Okay. Nothing.
Yeah, maybe if we podcast more than once every 2 months, people will have questions for us.
Yeah. I guess. Jesse sent a picture of our nerd room, his nerd room, so I'll send that. He can add that. Oh, Bill. Hello, Bill. We haven't said hello to Bill today. Bill.
Leave me alone, you pricks.
Oh, hi, Bill.
Bill
Oh,
Beck.
and shout out to Frank on Toy Power who mentioned us on a recent episode of theirs.
Yes. Dude, like, just makes me want to spend money.
I fucking, it's
Don't,
bad.
Right?
I love that podcast. And you know me, like I'm not a huge collector. Like I buy the things that I buy. Like I'm very like I have all my Tarkins and all my Krennics and other things. It's like, oh, here's a cute little thing that'll get once in a while. Listening to that show is bad for me.
Listen, I'm at a crossroads. If I keep listening to that show, I'm gonna collect like He-Man again for sure, Transformers. But I'm actually at a crossroads. Let me run this by you. Here's the last before we go. Right? Here's the last discussion topic. So I bought a new house.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The backyard has such potential. Like it has a pool, right? Has the hot tub, has a basketball court. I know what you guys are thinking. It's not like I'm not balling like on MTV Cribs. It's like it's not as nice as it sounds. And there's like it's like in the middle of Sherwood Forest. Like there's too many bushes and trees.
You're thinking about trees. Go on.
I hate trees.
What's your question?
Should I sell my Star Wars collection to get the backyard of my dreams?
Dude, you just completed.
I know.
What is wrong with you?
I don't like trees in my backyard, and there's like $1,000 a tree to cut down.
Dude.
It would cost me to get the backyard the way I want it, probably like 50 grand. And like my Star Wars collection, if I sell it, I can probably clear out the trees, which would be about 10 to 15 grand just to cut down those trees.
I mean, okay. In general, I think, like house and yard more important than Star Wars toys. But you were so focused on that.
I know. It drove me for like 4 or 5 years.
Like, here's the thing is, like, let's say you sell them and you fix the backyard. You're just going to want to get them again.
I know. Well, first, let me preface this with I wouldn't sell the Mike G collection. The Mike G collection is the first 21. I would mail those back to. I would either keep them as Mike G wanted me to keep them, and then just rebuy those first 21 and then sell the collection as a whole. You know what I mean? But I just want to preface this with I would never sell what was gifted to me. I just want to say that out loud. But replacing the first 21 is a lot easier than replacing the last 17. Let's just say that. Right. So, but yeah, like I'm really thinking about it because I hate trees. And before, like, I don't know, like, I gotta send you pictures of the backyard I want.
Okay.
And then you'll be like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
And like,
man. I think this is a longer, like, I think that's like a serious discussion. I think that's a discussion you got to have with Chris Fresh. I think that's a discussion you need to have with Hawes.
You know, I mentioned it to Sabrina. You know what she said?
What?
Okay. I'm texting you now. So we can. Now, my backyard has the potential to look like that. I just have to cut down trees. I already have the pool. I have the pavers around the pool, but they're red instead of gray, although I really like this gray. But then it's like trees.
Okay, here's the thing. Like, I can't, like, convince you. Like, I'm not going to be like, yeah, you should sell it to cut down trees. Because I would love to have a backyard filled with trees. That's amazing to me. But, like, you know, it is like your house and you want to have the yard that you like. So if it's about your dream yard and that it means, you know, like selling your Star Wars toys, I can't tell you not to do that. It just seems like take some time on that decision.
Yeah.
Because you just moved into this place.
I know, and here's what's happening, and Sabrina's probably passed out by now, but like, so we basically bought. I don't want to use the words fixer upper because it's not a fixer upper. The house was built in like 95, 97, and like everything's still like original. Like it's the bathroom and kitchen from 1995, 97. And we've already like started updating as we go. Like we took out all the carpet, we put down like new floors and we're gonna like we took there was carpet on the steps, so now we're gonna like stain and paint and finish the steps, like they're nice wood steps. And like now that I'm here, like all I want to do is like change it the way I want it. But everything I've mentioned is relatively inexpensive, except cutting down Sherwood Forest. I got Robin Hood fucking with a bow and arrow looking at me right now. And he's like, not my home, not my home, not my home. And like bugs and squirrels are living in my trees. And they come into my house, not the squirrels, the bugs.
Wow, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That is a big decision.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's definitely like, because like, you know, it would be I don't know. You know what I have to do? This is what I'm going to do. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I know people really don't want to hear us talk about this, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish my basement, right? That'll be done. That'll be done within 12 months. Okay. And that in itself is a pretty big project, but when we bought this house, we knew we were finishing the basement. So it's like, it was part of the plan, part of the budget, if you will. In this basement, I'm going to have shelving, lighted shelving, where I'm going to display my Star Wars collection. So I will at least get to that point. Okay. And I will display the Star Wars collection, and I will take a step back, and I will breathe in said collection, and I will enjoy it. And then that might change everything and be like, I can never sell it.
Yeah. Like, because do you have it displayed now?
No. I had some of it displayed. Actually, it's all, there's a, behind me, you see like, it's blurry, but it's, what is this thing called? A hutch. Like I'm in my dining room. So I had like my very expensive figures and lightsabers in the hutch. And Sabrina used to always yell at me like, not really why we bought a china cabinet. Like, but I didn't know where else to put it. You know what I mean? Where I can look at it and it not get knocked over and broken. So I had it in there. But when we moved, I packed it up and brought it to my mother's house. So it's actually still at my mother's house in the garage in boxes. So I'm not going to remove it from my mother's house until the basement's finished, and then I'll bring it over because it's probably, safer at my mother's house than here because, like if I turn the camera around, you'll see like boxes and suitcases and construction garbage bags and, paint and rollers, just crazy, like moving in and updating and unpacking all at the same time.
I think that's a good plan. I think wait till you can display it and see it and like live with it like out for a little bit, and then like figure out which is more important to you.
You want to see my really cool something I'm very proud of? We have Edison. We have Edison lights all in the house. That might be too bright to see.
Yeah, you can't really see it from that. It's a little blurry.
They're Edison light bulbs. Like I'm in love. I'm in love with the Edison light bulbs.
No, they're cool.
Super cool. So every light bulb in my house is an Edison light bulb. So I fell in love. And then I overdid it. Because that's what I do. I'm like, so Sabrina was like, last story. Sabrina was just like, it was the laundry room. Mm-hmm. And we had like a 1995 lighting fixture in there. And I'm just staring at it. And I'm like, it's got to go. I need Edison lighting in here. And she's like, Johnny, it's the fucking laundry room. Like no one cares. And I'm like, I care. And I won that one. There is Edison light bulbs. They're fucking expensive, by the way. These sons of bitches better last. But if they don't, I will not have them very long. All right. So that's the Edison light bulb episode. To everyone still listening, thank you very much for your patience. We'll try and be every 2 weeks now. So look for us. Please share us, retweet us, tell people. Get the word out there. I would appreciate it. And I think we might have a surprise next time. I will leave it at that. I don't want to ruin it. But today is November 7th. So around November 21st, we'll tape again, which means you'll kind of hear it right before Thanksgiving. And I think we're going to have a surprise. And it'll be a nice episode right before Thanksgiving. And I think we'll enjoy it. And I can't wait to have this person on. And really looking forward to it. And until then, Miss Emily Lind, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at EFLind. You can also listen to my Star Wars podcast, The Canto Bight Dispatch, or my Vin Diesel filmography podcast, Vindicated.
It just makes me smile every time. How's Steve doing?
He's good. Yeah. We're taking a break from recording this week, but yeah, we're still we've actually like we're several movies ahead of like episodes because we release every other week, but we record every week, so we like have banked a lot, so we only have like 2 movies left to watch, but we have like I don't know, like 8 more episodes to actually be released. But we're almost done with our Vin Diesel experience.
Nice. And then what? The Rock?
Then no, not The Rock. We are between 2 people right now, and once that's decided, yeah.
You don't want it to go public, I remember.
Yeah.
Is Leonardo DiCaprio one of them?
No.
Terrible podcast. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. All right, cool. All right, looking forward to it. Tell Steve I said hello.
I will.
Please, like, if he ever wants to come on, if he ever's like, like, I would love to have him. Just let him know, like.
Okay.
You don't have to like just whenever like we record and he can make it, like hop on, tell him to hop on. I would like to virtually meet him.
Okay. I'll let him know.
Yeah. I am apparently not on Twitter based on the fact that no one asked a question.
Oh my God.
Don't even bother following me on Twitter.
Please, somebody ask him a question just so he shuts the fuck up.
I am gonna milk this for a long time. This was gut wrenching. I'm not gonna lie to you. This one hurts. Yeah. So you know what? Don't even worry about where you can find me. I'll find you, people.
Okay.
I'll find you. But just in case you care, Pop Culture Hour on Twitter. But no one asked a question. Pop Culture Hour on Instagram. I didn't post the question there. Maybe I should have. The Facebook group, though, alive and kicking, like, runs itself. All right, so here's where I made the mistake. I'm serious, dude. Like, there's, like, amazing people in that group. Like, please join it. Like, if you're a Facebook person, this is where you want to be. Like, this group is awesome. And I bet you would have had, watch, next week, I'm going to do that same thing in the Facebook group. Watch how many questions we get.
Okay.
It's going to be awesome. I might actually. Sounds like someone's coming downstairs, but I just forgot that my cat weighs 80 pounds. It's so funny. Like, I forgot my train of thought, but like, yeah, Facebook. I'm going to count on Facebook. We'll get questions from Facebook. A little upset with Twitter right now. But dude, my cat's so fat. Like, when it comes downstairs, I think it's a person. And it's just like, no, I'm just a cat. All right, so that is it. This was episode 9, by the way. I can't get in a rhythm. Like, I had this Rogue One intro that just like rolled off the tongue, and like never forgot the episode number. And there was like well over 200 of those. And like here, I'm just like, hey, it's a Pop Culture Hour. I'm Johnny. Here's Emily.
We'll do it again eventually.
Yeah, like maybe sometime this month, maybe not. I keep you guessing. Just keep us in your feed, and if it pops up, sweet. No, but we'll try and be more regular now that like I'm not homeless, because I was legit homeless for a while there. Okay, and that is it. And thank you for listening. And till the next one.
Bye.
Dude, fuck that guy.
Dude, fuck that guy.
I am a tree, a very special tree, and in this ground I stand and look around. But now I see you're looking here at me. I hope you stay so I can watch you play and run free.
Hello there, Johnny. It's me, the tree in your yard. And I've been thinking about selling my Star Wars collection so I can get rid of you. You best go fuck yourself.
Dude, fuck that guy.
Dude, fuck that guy.